Sound rolling, cameras rolling, fun documentary.
I was scared. I was 19. I didn't plan on being a father at all. And so when my woman at the time came to me and said, I'm pregnant, you know, I was like, no, you can't be, etc., etc., etc. So in the first instance, my response was fear.
My feelings were a mixture of absolute joy and total fear, total fear.
I can remember the moment exactly. My missus had come into the room and I was watching telly and she announced that she was pregnant. And I was surprised, I was confused, and I didn't know what to do at first.
It's a very interesting question. So both my children were planned. So when the news was given to me, I already knew I was going to be a father, you know, because that seed was already planted through conversations, you know, so there was no accident. So when it was given to me, the news, you know, I was like, yes, you know, I knew that it was healthy, so it was inevitable, you know. So I wouldn't say I jumped up when I found out, because I knew I was going to be a father anyway. So yeah, I was just kind of normal, you know, just more pleased that yes, okay, everything is working, let's get to business.
When I first realised I was going to become a father, I was 18 years old, and I can remember actually, I remember I was at work, and my partner, my girlfriend at the time, she told me that she was pregnant before, and we'd had a discussion and we spoke about what we wanted to do and things like that, and I think we decided that we weren't going to keep the baby. And my partner, she was going to the clinic to have the abortion. And I mean, when she rang me at lunchtime and told me that she couldn't go through with it, and I remember I was probably the biggest feeling was probably fear. I remember I was really scared about becoming a dad and all that it would entail and how I would handle it and how I could raise my children. And I guess there was also probably a bit of anger there. Looking back now, I couldn't justify that anger at all, but I think towards my partner, then I felt maybe a little bit trapped and a little bit as though I kind of had my life taken away from me. And I think at that time, being a young man and feeling like I had so much before me, I think I focused a lot on the negatives at the time initially. It was very overwhelming and it was a huge shock. But I've got to the place where I am now, where I can look back and reflect and understand that. And yeah, all that's happened since then.
Ooh, I felt I was very excited, very, very excited about being a father. It felt like the ultimate achievement after your job, find a woman, and now you're having children, you're going to bring children into the world. It's like the ultimate job. I'll give you indication. You know, women, they usually have their morning sickness. Well, one of my children, I can't remember if it was the boy or the girl, I had the boy first. I had the sickness. I wasn't throwing up, but I had that sickly feeling in my throat. You know what I mean? And I can't explain it. So, yeah.
I think I stood still. No, I was sitting down. I remember I was sitting down. I was in the car. I was in the driving seat, and she was my girlfriend at the time. She's my wife now. It said to me, you know, I've got something to tell you. I'm pregnant, and I was like still. So the world was moving around me very quickly. It's like something out of a movie scene. I was happy, but I was also apprehensive because I was thinking to myself, where am I in my life? Am I actually ready to become a father? I was just thinking about what type of father I would become.
Wow, I think I prayed and gave thanks to probably every deity in existence. you know. So I must have went through all the contemporary religious systems, the old school ones. I must have thanked every ancestor that ever walked this planet. And yeah, what else regarding that?
I was petrified, I was scared. I was, to some extent, also nonchalant as well, because, you know, to me it was just being told I was going to be a dad, knowing then there would be something coming into the world that would be part of me, and I would just have to deal with it.
My first feelings when I realized I was first going to become a father were, I would say, it just kind of kick-started me. I was a father at a very young age in my 20s, so it just kind of kick-started my mindset into what is my purpose, why am I here? So those fun days were kind of slowly coming to an end, and it was time to step up my game, build my career, and build a legacy for my children.
What type of father do I know that I'm an experimental father. Also, I'm a traditional father. Also, I can be very strict. I can be very fair. So it really depends on the circumstance and what's going on, which will determine what style I will be at that particular moment.
I think my fatherhood style has changed. Originally, I would have liked to have said I was very strict. My son is now 22, so I think it's more of a brother, big uncle relationship, and that's the way I continue to father him.
I'm allowed to say I'm a great one. I'm a great father. Proactive, responsive, empathetic, sympathetic, caring, loving, respectful to my son's needs, nurturing, and all other kinds of superlatives that I can't think of at the moment.
I'm a disciplinarian, but I'm also adaptive. So I will change according to the child that I'm with. My children are all different.
I see myself as a progressive father, a modern father, a father that adheres to the way things are now, as opposed to how they were in the past. Maybe like a new age type father. I teach my children spirituality. I teach them emotional intelligence, as well as educating them. So, you know, the old model of being a father maybe does not adhere to our modern day society. They need a bit more than just education and, you know, presence.
I thought I was a strict father, and I would go with that. I thought I was a strict father.
I guess my children will probably say I'm quite strict, but I think to myself, I probably think in certain terms, I'm quite liberal as well. I like to give them freedom. I like to give them the opportunity to kind of explore and make mistakes. But then, yeah, I probably am quite tough on them, I think.
I would say I'm a strict father. I'd like to say I'm a strict father in certain aspects, but I like to be liberal in others, and I think you need a balance.
I would like to say that I'm a loving, caring, nurturing, engaging, and fairly powerful father as a figure.
I'm definitely a tough love father. You know, I'm strict but fun, and I think it's very important to draw the line between the two.
I would say strict, and so would my children, but I think I am also liberal in lots of aspects, so I listen to my children a lot. So I always tell them that I would always listen to what they have to say to me, whether it's good or bad.